molecules, biology, and try and find a reason for it. You know, I said before that an evaluation is prize number one. Listening to the interview there, I hear that you know, that people can't afford doctors' fees and that they do self-medicate. I think in certain circumstances that's acceptable. You know, some over-the-counter medications are safe and so on. But the one lady there was mentioning using Brufen, for example, for her migraine. Fine, but she must know that that's potentially damaging to her stomach and her kidneys, and she must know the potential side effects.
Then Brufen is bad for the stomach.
Yeah, and she may get an ulcer from taking it. So,
Yeah.
so self-medication comes with risk.
Okay.
I just think, you know, obviously finances are an issue, and I understand that people walk into these great pharmacy stores and can sometimes miss the doctor and miss the expense of seeing the doctor. I just think in the ideal situation you should be assessed by a primary care physician or a doctor.
It's first prize. Karodia, you are joining us from Benoni. I'm not sure whether it's Miss or Mrs. Karodia, but apologies. Thank you for joining Bonita's House Call. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Your line is very bad, but let's see. Talk to
All right, I feel like I can just walk out a little bit in the yard.
Gee, the line is so bad. Eh?
Yeah, I can walk out in the yard. Maybe I can you hear me now?
Yeah, but maybe if you speak a little bit softer, we have a better chance of hearing you.
Okay. Is it okay now, sir?
Not too bad. Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
Okay, Karodia?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Right. Look, I'm a pensioner, me and my wife, and we're taking this chronic product, you know, I mean, because we are in the medical age. And we don't know how long it's going to last because, you know, like my granddaughter, they put us on a medical aid, and we're using the chronic from the doctor. But now, the thing is, I want to know, if you want to get this thing out of the chronic, sometimes they don't give you certain medication. Like if you want Omex or you want Lensolec, they say no, the medical aid don't allow you, you see. So what I say, what we do now, now you got to go and buy cash.
Okay, I didn't
Now you got to buy the cash,
Yeah.
you got to get prescription.
Okay, Karodia. Your line is not very clear, unfortunately, but I can hear you say you and your wife are both pensioners. You have a grandchild that you're looking after. Now, what is the problem? You have to say, is the problem with the medical aid?
Yeah, look, we found medical aid. They give us certain, the medication is provided, but sort of we don't know for how long. Because sometimes they say they can't give you like Zyc 6.25, they can't give you, you know, they're going to give you something else. They say you're going to look for generic. So I said, look, now that I got it somehow through my doctor, and my wife's medication and cover anything and all this. So like I see, all right, it's not a problem, but I said later if you're going to be, you can't be buy direct from the pharmacist and say, all right, look.
Okay, sorry about that, Karodia. The line is very bad. Did you pick up what the problem is?
Yeah, I think I picked up his issue, and a lot of my patients have this issue.
What is the issue?
The issue is that medical aids don't cover everything.
Okay.
Understandably so, because you know, there's a cost involved, and sometimes medications can be very expensive. So when it comes to nutraceuticals and natural medicines and so on, invariably the medical aid doesn't cover it, and people desire these curative therapies, but unfortunately the medical aids often don't pay for it.
But you do have medical aids that pay for supplements and
We do.
nutraceuticals.
We do. We do have very good medical aids in this country, and they normally take it off your savings account.
Yeah.
So it is available. It's just I think the mindset is that medical aids pay for pharmaceuticals only, not for so-called alternative medicine.
So it's the duty of people in integrative medicine to begin to present and make the case for medical schemes to consider paying for some of these, because they will be saving in the final analysis.
But this is exactly what I wanted to say.
Yes.
Because prevention of disease and treating the cause of the disease with natural medicines and herbals and nutraceuticals will save the medical aids.
Correct. Now, Karodia, please take comfort in the fact that in just about 4 to 5 weeks' time, we'll be doing a special show on chronic medications. And we are going to bring representatives from medical aids, at least Bonitas will be here, so that we can talk about exactly some of these problems that you are facing and the differences between generic products as well as ethical products, and why you are encouraged to take generic products, and whether generic products are the same as ethical products, and so on and so forth. We'll dedicate a full hour dealing with that. Now, what is the commonest medicine that people will walk into your pharmacies in Discam and take by themselves? Is it a painkiller? Is it a laxative? Is it a skin?
It's mostly painkillers. Painkillers is probably the biggest or most widely used over-the-counter medication. And after that, cold and flu medication.
Which ones?
Cold and flu.
Cold and flus.
Yeah.
So in recent months, you'd have had booming sales because of cold and flus, and people who walk in and take a cough mixture and walk away. And if a cough mixture is schedule 0, it means it can be used by people without even consulting my friend on the right here, who wants to be consulted all the time, quite appropriately so. And now here's a publication from KZN. Ithi ugambu lomhlume kuthiwa lo muthi uyasiza umhlume, inhlungu zesinyeni neqolo, uyalungisa futhi abantu abangayingalula ngasese nezinsumpa, omunye ukuthi imimoya, isibhobo, isidliso, isichitho, isilwane, ukuqwasha nesifo sohlangothi. Now this is serious stuff. Now nesifo sohlangothi, which is stroke. Now you can tell me now if this is appropriate, because now this is advertised in the lay media. Another one said, aphela igama, isimonyo, amafutha nensipho, amabala ayaphela emzimbeni, utwayi luyaphela, umbandamo uyaphela. Is this accurate information? I doubt it.
Yeah, same here.
And if that is the case, how does it find itself in one of South Africa's best read publications?
I think there, Doc, you're having a problem of control by the Medicines Control Council, because in a way, they allow people to lay claims on their product. And this is just very wrong, because unsuspecting public becomes prey to these things, because you can't talk, you'll find some of these similar ones, and they say, you find they wrote that this thing, it helps you for constipation and for diarrhea.
Yeah.
And you wonder about how.
Uzifo zonke ukhona la uzifo zonke impela, abanye bathi isiwasho nasi siyasiza, isiwasho semimoya, isiwasho sothando, hey bakithi nesiwasho sentelisi akubhaliwe la mfethu. It's written here.
Yeah, so is the issue is that control and the testing, because
Yeah.
I mean, if we call the supplier or the manufacturer or whoever is putting this thing together and say, how then do you prove this thing? I mean, he can't. The only thing it could be that he can bring you a string of people, it helped me for this, it helped me for that. But really, it also has to do with beliefs, Doc, because
Yes.
people also believe it will
This
help
water
them.
is holy water, so it's a question of whether you believe in that or
That's
not.
the thing.
But I mean, if you got holy water, that seems to treat everything like that, and then you say it's not substantiated, then my biggest problem is that the unsuspecting public is not duly protected, because all of these things are put in the lay, and they give addresses of where you can go and obtain some of these medications, and then all you got to do is to walk in or to buy them, or even some of them you can buy on the internet. So we have a problem with self-medication in this country, and one of them, like I said right at the beginning, it is access, but the other is unsubstantiated claims that people can make, and the public is therefore not protected. Therefore, what do you want to see the authorities doing to deal with this issue?
Look, they need to ensure that, and MCC, to the best of my knowledge, have been trying to get rid of this similar kind of products out of the market, because they have tried to eradicate them by asking them to submit dossiers and register them, submit
But
substitute.
newspapers and radio stations want to make money, so they will take any advert. They are not obliged to ensure that whatever claims that the substance or the medicine is making are indeed correct.
So the route here is the suppliers or the makers. And that's where exactly the MCC should go.
Okay.
Because the supermarket also, or the spaza shop there, will keep it also because it's retailing whatever people are looking for.
Okay, we'll go back to the sister there. When we return, we'll continue our discussion on self-medication. You stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Bonita's House Call here on SABC2, and today we're tackling all aspects of the phenomenon called self-medication. Now let's go see the developing tendency in our communities, people using herbal medicines and supplements. Let's watch.
I've tried before ngiphuza i-aloe ngengazama into eziningi khona ama-brufen ziningi izinto bengiziphuza ama-painkillers but bezingangisizi ngibhadala imali enkulu. So comparing to aloe vera gel, like iyangisiza, like drinking it every morning ungadlanga, so iyayenza i-difference because bengidetoxa, beyikhipha whatever thing that was happening inside my system. So amapilisi bengivuka nje kufana, more especially ama-brufen like bewangangisizi. So mengicompare nayo i-aloe nama-brufen like amapilisi ama-pains, honestly awazange ngenze nix compared to aloe. Aloe iyangisiza because every morning moyiphuza uba ne-energy, yenza into eziningi kuwe besides like iy'nyawo bengisho ukuthi bengihlushwa iy'nyawo, like ikusiza even naku-health like digestive system, noma ukhathele ikuphi energy. So i-supplement nje e-container nje aloe vera gel.
I still suffer from the back pain, especially in the morning. I've gone to the doctor about it, and then I don't know, maybe it's just stress or the chronic pains in general, but they couldn't recommend anything. They recommended maybe I get a different mattress or don't sleep with a pillow. Yeah, things like that, but I haven't received any medication for it.
Okay, have I ever tried traditional herbs or what to call it, stuff that, you know, heal, whatever you call, but no, I've never. Why? I think it's a long process. One, where do you find those people even? Like, two, you have to have time. Me, when I get sick, I want to be healed like a day after or a few minutes. I don't have time to be sniffing mint herbs, whatever you call herbs. I don't have time. If I get sick now, I want to be healed now. I don't have time to go on Google and look for the traditional healer from there in Darrowland. I don't have time for that. I want to be healed now. So no, I have never tried traditional healing or traditional herbs. Even, where do you even find those traditional herbs? Let's start there.
Have I ever tried traditional medication? No. Other than using a traditional Chinese balm, Chinese ointments, I've never tried traditional medication before.
Before we take your call, now she made a point that she was using Brufen for backache and it really wasn't good. She wasn't really getting there and painful feet, and she used the aloe, which is a herbal setup, and that sorted her out. What is this aloe, and would you attest to the fact that it can assist people with that problem?
Look, aloe is very anti-inflammatory and anti-infective, so it is a great natural medicine to consider. So we do use that. The problem is always, the biggest problem, let's put it this way, the biggest problem with self-medication is potential side effects. So to help yourself to Brufen, for example, let me ask the pharmacist, I mean, is Brufen not scheduled?
It is.
Schedule 2.
So that's not self-medication.
Schedule 2.
Schedule 2.
But the pharmacist can prescribe it. But people should know that there are potential side effects of any medication.
Everything has got side, including water.
Including water, natural medicines.
Yeah.
Everything has potential
got
side effects.
But anyway, Karabo, you're joining us from Ekurulin. I'm not sure where exactly, but thank you for joining Bonita Sounds Call. Good morning to you.
Hello, how are you?
Good yourself, Karabo.
I'm okay.
Good.
I wanted to speak about the self-medication. I'm on chronic medication.
Okay.
So I was diagnosed with some other virus last year.
Some?
Which is okay, a virus.
Okay.
I was taking the chronic medication since I've been taking it since 2009.
Okay.
And then last year I contacted some virus because I was on course somewhere. And, you know, I contracted this virus. But the doctors gave me the medication, and it wasn't working because I had to consult them every 2 weeks. It wasn't working out. So I decided, okay, let me Google and find out what is wrong with me.
Hey, Google,
okay.
Okay.
Yes. And then I wanted actually to explain to that lady in the middle. I went to Discam.
Okay.
I went to Discam in Heidelberg Mall.
Now, don't diss them. Don't diss them. She's just a very nice lady, but okay, continue, Karab.
Yes, I went to them. I explained to the lady. The other lady came to me and asked me what I want. I explained to her what is wrong with me. So she recommended the medications for me, but it's herbal supplements.
Okay.
And I am taking those herbal supplements every month because ever since then, I have never got any problem till today.
So
I even had this rash that was coming out of my face, but then it went away.
all sorted. So when Karabo, you've used these things, herbal medicines that you got from Discam over the counter. You got somebody like Maholo here to advise you. You've been using them and you are happy, 100%,
Yes.
hundreds.
Yes, but I'm not saying I have stopped taking my chronic medication. I am taking it,
Okay.
but it's just extra supplements.
Beautiful. I think that's a very beautiful and a positive story about the use of self-medication. That says not all your problems your solutions are going to lie with the doctor. Besides, we don't have too many of them in this country. And where possible, go to the nearest pharmacy, get some advice, and then whatever you take with some little bit of advice from a healthcare professional. And if it is a nurse, and you do have nurses, I mean, in the pharmacies, if it is a community pharmacist. But I think it's very, very positive. Please, continue looking after yourself, and thank you for sharing your story with us here on Bonita's House Call. Now, a recent weekly publication wrote a story that said, "Don't play doctor." They said, with the internet at our fingertips, it is easy to self-diagnose, but the wrong medication could harm you. So here's why you shouldn't self-medicate. Number one, you are not a medical professional, so you mustn't self-medicate. That's what they say. Number two, you could worsen your illness. And number three, they're saying everybody is different. Mixing medications can be toxic. Your body can build resistance. You could aggravate existing conditions. And lastly, you could become addicted. Is addiction a problem with some of the medications that you make readily available, maybe?
Yes, we've got a major problem at the moment with codeine particularly, which
Codeine.
is readily available in most painkillers available over the counter.
Oh, yo.
So the legislation is changing and it will come into effect soon because of the addiction problem that we have with codeine-containing products.
So which are these medications that contain this codeine that is readily available at the moment but has been shown to cause addictions?
Well, there's a lot of cough mixtures with those. I'm not sure if you want me to name the names of the specific
Well, we spoke about
treatments.
Bronclear on this show about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
that it
you
is
do
one
have
of the most
Bronclear,
commonly
you do have
abused.
Benelin with codeine, you have, there's a number of them with codeine, even the tablets. I mean, you have a number of painkillers that will have a lot of codeine in them. But to what Zaida just said now about the problem of addiction and what the scheduling can cause is that we as independents, we are now working very hard as independent pharmacists to ensure that we give this codeine-containing products responsibly so as to prevent the upscheduling. Because the upscheduling, it could be a loss of revenue also for pharmacists if you're not giving them responsibly.
I see.
And so we have actually embarked as ICPA on a
So
project.
you need to balance that if it is scheduled higher and only doctors can prescribe it, it will be loss of revenue for you pharmacists, but it will protect the patient at least.
No,
I assume.
but